Danganronpa.
Start! 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, down. Up, down. So, I kinda screwed up a little bit here. I know it's a bit loud, but I'll be adjusting the volume as we go. So, I accidentally hit the stream button when I thought I was recording, so I'm gonna go back to the investigation. Alright. I'll see you in there. Wait, what am I doing? We can just hit continue. Done! Right, so, that was awkward. Basically, how do I want to say this? I want to continue with an idea I had last time where I've mentioned the Japanese voice acting, but we haven't really heard any of it. So I figure a little something nice to do would be to include one of Nobuo Oyama's lines from the anime, or at least the Japanese voice option, whenever we do a jump cut or anything like that. Sound reasonable? I hope so. I'm doing it anyway. So, we've got Nagito's body, we've got people here, we have a bloody Monokuma plushie, we have broken fire grenades, there's a curtain here. So, where do we want to start? I say we talk to everybody and then we examine Nagito's body.
Like...
I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about it. When the Monokuma timer reaches 0 2 days from now, what's going to happen?
Huh?
What's going to happen?
That's obviously wrong!
This rotten school trip is going to end, right? We can finally go back home. Carefree till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen?
Well, yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey, hey!
What do you mean, something?
Shut up! Shut up!
He's making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that?
Damn it!
I don't know. But this is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown. Anyway. Like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's focus on the investigation. We'll think about the countdown after we live through the class trial.
I know. You...
And don't bring up strange stuff like that. So, I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave the speculation to you guys, so, yeah, I'll just talk to people, I'll see if I can bring up anything interesting. It mattered for Gundams killing him for Mekons, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time. What doesn't matter?
So...
The time. Looks like the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we doing? Well, right now it's
time. It's 12:30 p.m.
So it also has a clock function. And that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. It happened that recently? He's totally a fresh kill! Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it. If it happened 30 minutes ago, was it around the time we were struggling with the bombs? You're right. Those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon.
Alright!
Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer. But this could be like when Nekomaru died. The killer could have also used some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare.
Alright!
And whoever doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious.
Huh?
Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so when I say I know what's going to happen, I didn't get all the way through the trial because I realized I was streaming, so I stopped. And so, I do have a bit of a dilemma, and it revolves around Sonia. She was the only one who wasn't with us when we were defusing the bombs. So, I wonder if she could be involved. From what I've seen in the trial, I don't know. I have no way to confirm or deny that, so we'll get there when we get there. She looks like she's deep in thought while she's staring at the ceiling. What happened? Is there something strange about the ceiling?
Yep.
Yeah, about that sprinkler. That's one of the sprinkler heads that activated to put out the fire.
Well,
You can see a girder right next to it, right? There.
see?
Can you see that red streak? Huh? You're right. I definitely see it. It looks like a small red line on the ceiling girder.
Perhaps.
Is that blood? Blood? The color definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood could get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line. That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange. It's definitely strange. I should remember this. Chiaki's eye for detail is our saving grace time and again, I swear. One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way? It's too bizarre. I can't do anything except laugh. You know what's funny is that, from what I understand, in Japan, people cope with stressful situations like this by laughing. I don't know how true that is, but I remember it came up around the time the tsunamis happened, and some people, as weird as it sounds to say, some of my fellow Americans were saying it's like, oh yeah, you know, they don't really care, they don't really feel terrible, they're laughing. It's like, no, that's simply their way of dealing with stress. Moving on.
So just as I thought.
If only everyone could go home. Nothing would make me happier. No. We should finish the class trial, then we can think about what will happen after. Monokuma, you're dead. Monokuma's dead! There's blood coming out of his stomach! Hey. No response. He's dead, Jim. I actually laughed really hard when I saw that the first time, and I'm so sad that we didn't get that take. Just kidding! I'm not dead! Is this one of the life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory? If you're mistaking a plushie for me, then there's something wrong with you. You're a stuffed animal, too. Don't put oversized garbage there! It's so misleading!
What the heck?
What are you calling oversized garbage? Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? Then why do you do it? Making a hole like it got stabbed, and going to the trouble of dirtying the hole with blood. Did you try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
What are you saying?
I had nothing to do with that. Huh?
You're so evil.
He's probably lying! Seriously, you're always lying! You should just die like that plushie over there.
What's this?
You seem more pissed than usual these days, Monami. But you better watch what you say. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know. I won't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end.
I can't lose.
I will definitely take back the seat of world supremacy from Monokuma. That line right there concerns me, and I don't have an answer for why. Looks like those annoyances are gone. If it wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident. The seat of world supremacy. Is Monami talking specifically about the most adorable mascot thing? Like, I can't move past this. Ah, well. I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us. But even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times we were only able to reach the truth because of him. But everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be safe by him again. No. Now isn't the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye. So we've got the cord here on the spear, I know that. Leggies, his arm including the burnt rope. his mouth, well, his face really, and his left hand. Like I said, I did investigate this previously. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito, they also stabbed his legs? What? Why would the killer do something like that?
Damn it!
At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge toward him. Or they might have been torturing him. Torture?
Huh?
I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means, the wounds all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him? If that's the case, was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
Even so.
Even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have held a deep grudge toward Nagito,
Damn it!
refusing to let him die easily. I can totally understand a dark impulse like that. But even if they held a grudge against him, would they really have gone this far? Torture wounds has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Huzzah! Alright, so torture wounds are taken care of. We've got the spear. I'll do the rope first. Work our way towards the spear. Nagito's right wrist is tied with rope. But it looks like the tip of that rope burned off. Could this be a result of the fire? But that's weird. If the rope is burned off like this, why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he was so close to the blaze? An excellent question! The knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel? This knife, it must be from the military base. Military base? Ah, now that you mention it, you're right. It looks like a survival knife.
Well?
By the way, it seems the wounds on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife. Which means, after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's legs and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand?
It cannot be!
And then they finished him off with the spear.
How cruel.
Then, does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using two weapons, a knife and a spear? They could have just killed him by stabbing him with the knife. Why did they need to use a spear at all?
You are right.
That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it? A reason they had to use the spear, huh? Tis an excellent question indeed. He must have been in great pain. He clearly had this agonizing look on his face when he died. His mouth is covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
This is bad.
What a horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth is covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him. Ah, got a minute? Sorry, excuse me. Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and me, and squatted down next to Nagito's face. And in one swift movement, she ripped the duct tape off of his mouth. Hey! What are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating here.
Hey, hey, hey!
Putting the tape back isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine! You're gonna get cursed! The blood on Nagito's face. It looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case...
Man.
It's no use. She's not listening.
Hey, hey.
About the blood splattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Huh?
What's wrong with that?
Well?
This duct tape has crinkles, like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape. Seriously, what's wrong with that? She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get sucked into his mouth a bit. But What's wrong with that? Is that something we really need to worry about? I don't really get it. But just put the duct tape back on his mouth already.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, this might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it. Duct tape has been added. Hooray! There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds, but this wound looks like a slice. That's probably the reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound, and there's blood everywhere.
Super difficult.
There's something strange. Strange? What?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from when his left arm was sliced, but... doesn't the blood splatter look a little strange? It cuts off right in the middle of his palm. Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it splattered. Well, that would explain the palm on his blood, or the blood on his palm, but... There's something else that's strange? When you flip it over and look at the back of his hand...
Well?
Here, there's also blood, but only above the middle joint of each finger. You're right. Why is it only on this part?
See?
It's just as I said, right? It's strange, right? I win. Yeah, sure. You win. But it's definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood splatter like this? Blood on the left hand has been added to the truth bullets section. Okay, what about the wound there? Nope. Okay. I guess all we've got is the spear then. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach. There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my! What's this? Such a strange-looking spear, isn't it? A cord extends from the tip of the handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it.
Phew!
I see, I see. Use the cord as a whip to capture the enemy and deliver the final blow with the spear. Is this your first time looking at this too? Of course not! This is the Spear of Gungnir, right? You definitely just came up with that right now.
Hey! Hey!
By the way, I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle.
What?
Nezumi Castle?
What the hell?
I was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Damn you, mice! Damn you all to hell! I see. He doesn't know what's inside that castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. The spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle, it looks like that part has blood on it too. But, for some reason, this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. It's about the size of a human fist. It's strange that the section of cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, Chiaki mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from Nezumi Castle? It might be better if I confirm that later. Spear of Gungnir has been added, hooray! I guess I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly-looking body. Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible. And I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? I mean, I'm becoming abnormal too. No, it's kind of like the Divine Comedy when Dante is making his way through the layers of hell, and as he reaches the 8th and 9th layer, he notices a very strong cold coming from it, but he also notes that his face has gone numb, which is kind of a play on words because it's like it's numb from the cold, but he's also just emotionally numb to all of the horrors around him. It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtains would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here. If the oil lighter was placed here...
Just kidding.
An oil lighter. Someone probably wanted to keep warm.
Bring it on.
Is a most foolish thought. This is clearly the cause of the fire.
Well?
Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means
So, using that, the curtain was set on fire. Using the oil lighter, huh? Do you think the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
You are right.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire. They caused a fire to destroy evidence? That's the only reason I can think of why a killer would set fire to their crime scene, but... Oil lighter's been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Hooray! I guess that's enough investigating the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone to the trouble of tying him with rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than a fatal one. So, what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate other areas to figure that out. Alright, I should try investigating the other areas inside this warehouse first. Alright, so let's back up a little ways. There's only a couple of things in here that are really noteworthy. Everybody's just going to say the same thing, so... This is an MP3 player. There's even a speaker plugged into it. But why is this here?
Maybe...
It looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started? Yeah, you're right. Looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking. That music was playing from the MP3 player. I don't disagree with that, but... Why was the killer playing music from this? MP3 player, yay! There are a lot of tipped-over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtain in the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? But why are they scattered like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall... They should have been neatly put away. Maybe we're the ones who made this mess? Huh?
See?
Look, the tipped-over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So, maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is... It's fine. I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. With those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it! It's a trap! Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'll be fine? I just gotta use a little more force. What happened to opening it slowly? Akane ignored their protests, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Could it be... Was that it?
Well?
And there's something else I've been wondering.
Hey.
These Monokuma panels are tipped over starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be laying on top of each other, in a straight line. Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly.
So...
Isn't this clearly strange? Strange. That means... we can speculate this was done intentionally. Alright, I think that's everything in the warehouse. Oh. Wait. Maybe I do have to talk to everybody. Oh, perhaps the books? There are a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. Apparently they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. I can't even turn the pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much. Let's see. What am I missing? Perhaps I have to talk with everybody again?
Hey.
Ah, here we are. There's something I need to ask Sonia about. Now that we've pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey, Sonia, do you have a minute? Yes? What is it? I want to talk to you about when that fake bomb Nagito set in the warehouse exploded.
Huh?
Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It is alright. It is not a bomb. Why did you know the bombs were a fake?
Um,
Well, that's not all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why were you at the military base? I thought you were supposed to be searching the central island? Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time?
oh my! It cannot be!
Do you suspect me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Jesus! Shit! You son of a bitch! Sonia?
I am sorry!
I was panicking.
Um,
I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base. When I first explored the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there. Huh?
well,
At first, I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone. So, I kept silent the whole time. Does that mean, when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them?
that is...
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered.
Please listen!
And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito brought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs. How did you find out that the bombs at the military base were fake? Because I attempted to use one of them. What?
I see, I see.
I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real, and I thought that I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin.
However, that plan was an utter failure. The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it, all to hell!
I see. So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake.
I did. As did Monokuma as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb. Which means...
If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean that Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby. That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well. If so, then Nagito's actions were extremely calculated. But the problem is, his reason for doing it. With this, I have explained everything.
Do you have a minute?
There should be no more reason for you to doubt me. You're right. I got it. Alright! I pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. I was able to find some clues, but there's still so many things I don't understand yet.
Hold it.
You look worried. Yeah, I am.
Well?
At a time like this, it might be good if you broaden your investigation range. You mean, it's good to investigate other places as well? She might be right. There are several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. The military base that Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, Nizumi Castle, where the spear originally came from, and Nagito's room, too. If I'm going to understand the reason for his actions, I need to know more about him. I'm pretty sure the others have already finished investigating.
Can you hear me?
Hey, you guys, isn't it about the time we leave this place and try exploring other areas, too? In response to Chiaki, the others gathered around her.
I see, I see.
I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. It seems we had the same idea.
Huh?
But is it safe? There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene.
Yep.
We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here. I guess you're right.
See?
Also, it looks like the clues we found aren't enough to piece this incident together. So, we need to search for them in other areas. Probably. Well, alternatively, if there aren't any clues in other areas either, we'd have to give up completely. You don't really need to say that.
Hey, hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place?
Well, it's okay.
There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, we need to find Nagito's killer. If we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. Alright, I mean, the factory's right here, we may as well. And I just want to double check on the pet. I'm probably going to end up, what is it? My plan is I'm going to do a slow walk until he's ready to give us a gift and depart. And once we get to the trial, I will just load up that file, just in case things are different. For now, have some blue RAM, Monokuma. I just want to pat him. I just want to give him a good pat. Alright, so there's nothing inside the break room. I already checked that last time. We've got the laptop, the manufacturing equipment, the basket of plushies, and the truck. Apparently the bombs that were stuffed on this truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, this truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it in here, or from there. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. Alright. That's an enormous machine, but it's stopped for now. Looks like there's nothing related to the incident here. The life-size Monokuma plushies are crammed inside an enormous basket. But it looks like there aren't any clues here. Alright.
My!
I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into.
However...
While I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
Well?
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here. Huh?
Do you have a minute?
If you had the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think that the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that?
Amazing!
A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism!
Alright!
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. But hold on! If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly messed with it?
Easy as pie!
Either way, it is all gravy. All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already!
Stop! There's no bomb!
Hey,
You'll know if you just pick me up, see? All you'll feel is the soft weight of cotton.
I see.
You are right.
However...
Then, where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
who knows?
I wonder. If I'm gonna give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't from the military base.
What?
To tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes!
Please wait!
I know that already. You should have said so earlier.
No.
Well, I thought if I kept quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was gonna happen. That's why I'm just telling you now for the first time. Phew! I feel relieved. But if the bomb wasn't from the military base or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon.
Well done.
I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it!
That is...
Did I say something I should not have said? It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. I would like to point out that, if you remember correctly, Editron, if I have the... Yeah, I have the screenshot still. Do me a favor, put that on the screen. If you remember from the prologue of Danganronpa, we actually blew Monokuma up. That's it. That reminds me. When we saw Nagito's video message on this laptop... Is he still watching us from somewhere? If he's not, then how did he time his message so perfectly? No, it looks like the video was set to play after the explosion by a wireless signal from the detonator. But why did he have to use a video message? That's one thing I don't get. Well, the one thing I should say. At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, which means that this video was recorded in advance. That's right. Besides that video, there might be data on this laptop that could be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Alright, I think I'm good. Okay, so I'm going to meet you guys over at Nezumi Castle, I think. Let me double check the, I could just as easily check the map, I know. One moment. I wonder how far... Oh, yeah, this will still go. Hold on. Military base, the plushie factory, Nezumi Castle, and Nagito's room. Okay. So, I'm gonna slow walk, and I will meet you guys at the military base once it's time. Or, you know, once the pet's ready. See you there. You know, I love and hate the fact that I figured this out. Oh? Well, it's less gross than Shitimi or Gorimi. So, what have you got for us, Monokuma? Tranquility, monocoins, and a memory notebook. Okay, so this is the exact same as last time. That's fine. Take care, Monokuma. Alright, so we have officially seen all of the pets, and that actually nets you an achievement, gotta raise them all. So let's go ahead and get over to the military base. Alright, let's see. I think it's just the truck. Some of the weapons there. Because, like, a lot of this stuff isn't actually relevant to the case. When I tried looking through the truck bed, it's empty. Nothing's here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which means Sony was telling the truth.
However...
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his video message. So, were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there are enough bombs to blow up an entire island? Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them. He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. No. Is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions. A huge supply of guns and other firearms are stuffed into the truck bed.
Whoa!
Found it! What'd you find?
Huh?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like... a survival knife. Wait, that's... Isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe...
Which means the killer obtained that knife here.
Alright!
So the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once. That's... everyone, though. Nope, not me. This is the first time I've been here. That sounds fishy. If I remember correctly, the tank doesn't have anything to do with it. What if we talk to... Nope, hang on.
Man...
Damn it. This dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening.
Hey!
Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they gotta take better care of these. It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. Alright, that's everything then. The helicopter and tank don't relate. And if it turns out they do, I'll be back. Hajime needs a good walk. Ooh, can I give gifts to the egg? I never tried that. Nope, I can't. Okay. What happens if it has 0 hope and 0 despair? Is that possible? I need to try that. You know what, maybe I'll experiment on my own time. I'll just make sure to maintain its cleanliness. Alright, well anyway, to Nezumi Castle. Which... okay, the funhouse is right here. I did try checking it, but it says that the train isn't running anymore. Which is fair. Oh! Chibimi's ready. Hello, sweetheart. I can't wait to see what happens to you through experimentation. That sounds terrible, but it's true. Well, it's not so much true as it is accurate. Into the Nezumi Castle! Ho ho! We've already been inside Monomi's house, so... yeah. The only thing we really have to check here is the spear. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is hanging from the wall. This spear is definitely it, right?
I see.
Just as I thought. It looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord is attached to the handle, and there's a weight at the end of it.
Also,
Plus, it looks like one of the spears on the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gunyur, huh? Monokuma would totally come up with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use the spear and a knife?
well, yeah.
They could have just killed him with a knife, and it would have been easier, too. There's no way a spear like this with this unnecessary cord thing would be easy to use. Yeah, it definitely looks hard to wield. But still, they chose this spear for a reason. What could that reason be? I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. That's probably why I feel this way. I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. As if Nagito's trying to make us suffer, even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go.
I get it.
Killer must have taken the spear from here. A spear like that isn't convenient at all, and it would have been a pain in the ass to carry around. So why did they bother using it in the first place?
I see.
Maybe this spear was actually used for torture, too. Torture, huh? Alright. To Nagito's cottage. I almost said Fuyuhiko's, and that wouldn't have been accurate at all. See you over there.
Yeah!
You know, I should also point out, Nobuo Oyama does not voice Monokuma come Danganronpa V3. There is a reason for that. She was actually diagnosed with dementia, which is unfortunate because it actually brought an end to her career, and at least as far as voice acting goes. But, another little fun fact, she also voices Doraemon. Editron, if you want to pull that up, Doraemon is basically a robotic cat. And the show itself is... God, I think that was airing when I was a kid. I don't think I ever watched it, though. But basically, Doraemon would try and help out and would end up making things worse, if I remember correctly. So I just find that kind of interesting. Alright, Chiaki, shall we?
Hajime.
What's this?
Oh my! You want to go inside Nagito's room, too?
What are you gonna do?
I was just listening to Chiaki's request. She wants me to unlock the door to Nagito's cottage, because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do while she was licking my black eye. I didn't do that.
Boy, tough crowd.
Then do it! It's sweet because it's made out of black bean paste. Hey, we don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the damn door.
Fine, fine.
I guess I have no choice. I just gotta do that, right? I think you all know what's coming. Hit it!
Now then.
Damn it, I was off. Hit it!
Va-va-valuse!
I love that we got to hear that more than once.
Bye-bye!
See? I've opened the door. You can freely investigate now. This isn't my first time seeing that, but Why does the door open with a spell like that?
Perhaps.
Maybe the cottage key is computerized?
Hey, hey.
More importantly, let's go inside now that the door's open. Yeah, you're right. I just can't get over Va-va-valuse. It's just too entertaining, and I saw the Monokuma there. So, Nagito was living here. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? I can't even imagine. Wanting to see absolute hope, becoming despair so he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. I don't even know if he truly believed that. He was especially weird these past few days. What changed him? Maybe the clue to that might be hidden here as well. Alright, first order of business.
No.
Alright, that brings us to 310 monocoins. Woo! And I've checked, we have everything currently available in the Mono Yashin, so we don't need to worry about that. Instead, I'm gonna take this in a kind of orderly method. We'll check the box last. It's the bed that comes with the cottages. It looks just like the one in my room, but
Hey, hey.
maybe there's something hidden under his bed? It's a usual place for hiding things. Yeah, like porn. That is... Why is that such a common thing? Is it just because everybody thinks that no one's going to look under the bed? Well, we should still check just in case. With no expectations and without thinking, I peeked under the bed and... There's something here! It's a plastic bag from the supermarket. It looks like there's something inside. What is this? It looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. These look like the real deal. Did he get these from the military base? A gas mask and rubber gloves. He was hiding these under his bed. What did Nagito use this stuff for? Alright, we got gas mask and gloves. Sweet.
Hajime.
Was there anything else under the bed? Let's see. I peeked under the bed once again, and started looking around the area where I found the supermarket bag, and... There's a small piece of paper on the floor. A piece of paper made of blue aluminum? A round, thin piece of aluminum, huh? It's similar to those seals that go over jars of unopened mayonnaise. I get what you're saying, but does this mean that this is just a piece of trash?
Wait. Time out.
Who knows? It might be too soon to decide that. I still haven't found a use for this! There's a refrigerator.
Huh?
Nice. My cottage doesn't even have a refrigerator. I wonder where he got it from. Nagito probably supplied it himself. Why would he go to the trouble of putting a refrigerator in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks? As I talked with Chiaki, I opened the refrigerator out of curiosity. There really isn't much inside. The only thing inside the refrigerator was a brown bottle. For someone who likes cold drinks, it doesn't look like he's stocked very much. But that bottle clearly isn't a drink, right? Really? It looks like some kind of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder, maybe? And I'm wondering if that's a throwback to the 4th case of the first game. I took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death? Hey, this is...
Could it be?
Yeah, it looks like poison. Poison? Looks like there's a warning label on the back. Let's examine it in a little more detail. But be careful with that bottle. Don't drop it. Stop it. If you worry like that, I'm going to get nervous. I grabbed the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It's Monokuma's special poison! This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it is heavier than air, it breaks down in minutes, and is susceptible to hydrolysis. So it is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight. I'm going to look up hydrolysis real quick. This sure does look like a chemical made solely for poisoning someone to death. This refrigerator must be here to keep the poison secure. Hydrolysis. The chemical breakdown of a compound due to reaction with water. Okay, so dissolution, essentially, I think. I might not be right there, but I don't know. But where did Nagito get something like this?
Well?
That question could apply to the bomb he used at the hotel, too. Apply to the bomb?
See?
There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items. The octagon inside the funhouse. This poison. He must have brought it with him from there too, right?
Perhaps.
He was probably hiding them somewhere on his body during the last class trial. He was hiding a bomb and poison during the class trial? How dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally tripped and broke the bottle? Just thinking about it scares me.
Hey.
Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. But what about this poison? Huh?
See?
It looks like the bottle is less than half empty. Was it like this from the beginning? Or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? I wonder, is there still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet? That is a good question, actually. Another trap.
Perhaps.
For example, maybe he was making some kind of trap using this poison before he died. If that actually exists, it'd be real bad. It could potentially kill everyone on this island. Everyone on the island? What the hell? Nagito, are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? Alright! So, one moment. A fancy-looking treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights is totally standing out. Ah, could this be... Can you let me know if you find my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights.
Perhaps.
That treasure box... Chiaki, you know about this?
Yep.
It's really cute. Oh, she was just reacting. This looks like Monomi's stolen treasure box. If this is here, that means... the thief Monomi was talking about was Nagito. But why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous. It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know. If this wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monomi in the first place. I turned back toward the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Inside, there was a notebook. This is it? Why is a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. It contained sloppy drawings, as if they were drawn by children, and entries that looked like chicken scratch. Day 1. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2. Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired. What is this? A diary? Looks like it. Did Monomi write these? Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, Day 4, Day 5... Page after page of poorly written entries continued on in the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. And right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped on an entry titled Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go in the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. Huh?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Oh, it's nothing.
Stop it!
Don't look at my notebook! Whoa! From out of nowhere, Monomi suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my hand.
I won't forgive you.
I did ask you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Jeez, that was close. If I had come any later, he would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late.
Huh?
But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief?
No!
Betrayal! I was betrayed by my beloved student!
Hey.
That notebook, it's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way.
Ta-da!
That's right, this is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written.
Hey!
You're a liar!
Who?
You always show up out of nowhere!
Why you?
Monomi, it's not good to lie, you know. Why? There's no way you wrote in that notebook.
Yeah!
After all, Monomi can't even write! Huh? What are you saying? Jeez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B.
That's wrong!
No, you can't, because you have no fingers on your hands.
Phew!
See? Bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way too.
What?
Are you mad? Are you angry that I exposed a weakling like you?
Hey!
So that's what this is about. You're seriously trying to crush me.
What are you saying?
There's no way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second. Hey, I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true? He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true? If so, who wrote in it? Well, you know, it's... how should I put it?
Bye-bye.
Excuse me. Hold on! Damn it, she totally ran away again.
Yep.
The same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try to get answers from her. But still, I really wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it might be better that I didn't ask her. Monomi's notebook has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Alright, last thing is the bookshelf. There are a lot of books and other mysterious items stuffed on this shelf. The genres and types of items are all so random. I can't make any sense out of them whatsoever.
Well,
They say a shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart. Do they now? I definitely don't know much about Nagito just by looking at this. So what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles. That doesn't mean we should ignore it, though.
yep.
I'll leave it to you then, Hajime. Wait, what?
Um,
It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be private stuff here. Well, that might be true, but...
see?
So, I'll leave this shelf to you. I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing it. I sighed and walked toward the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items and examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, they were still a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there are any clues here. Huh? Well, that file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma. This is another. Wait, why was Hajime's name listed there just now? That seal! Indeed, it's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy. Does that have information about our stolen memories? Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information. Nagito said this only contained information about me, but is that really true? If I look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and had no talent whatsoever. That might be another one of his lies, too. I opened the file I held in my hand to confirm that. Instantly, I realized something was strange. this really has only my information, then why is this file so thick? As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me. Just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others. Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane, and Sonia, and everyone who died had pages of information about them, too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my ass. I can't believe he'd make up such a strange lie. So, that means the rest of it might be a lie, too? I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the content. The profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height and weight, and so forth. But there was one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words, Reserve Course Student. There was no denying it. It confirmed that I truly was a Reserve Corps student from the Reserve Department. Why is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why am I the only one here who's from the Reserve Department? Why am I here with all the other Ultimates?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Well, I just found a strange file. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead room? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. Profiles of everyone on this island are in here, too. Nagito was lying.
Huh?
When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? Yeah, it's just basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Can I take a look at that file? Chucky leaned against me and peered into the file.
You're right. My profile is really in here. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
Then it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
Hold on.
Huh?
What happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right? There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
Who are you talking about?
Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Togami. Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
No way!
So what if a name isn't written in that file? Perhaps, based on that, you think he might be the traitor? No, it's not just because his name isn't written in here. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in the killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious. Well, it pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name and about the killing school life,
Too bad.
it's totally wrong. There's a completely different reason. A different reason?
You're getting all riled up.
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation. What do you mean?
What the heck?
You don't have to ask me that. You know the answer just by looking through those profiles, right? Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. And suddenly, I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Every section was filled with question marks. It could barely be considered a student profile. On that page, I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate imposter? That's that Byakuya's true identity! true identity. He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent progeny Byakuya Togami. A fake?
Hey,
The fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. That's his talent. Though I'm not jealous of that at all. That person wasn't really Byakuya Togami?
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the killing school life?
so cool!
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that. Then, he was lying to us the whole time?
But still.
He couldn't help it. What? Why couldn't he help it?
Oh.
Because that was his talent. Huh? Well, having talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent, regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other Ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating. What the hell?
Anyway...
I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with.
That's right!
So I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth. Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time? I cannot talk to others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others, and being distrusted in turn. For a long time, my life has been a living hell. Based on the context, if I had to guess...
No!
Maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud? But if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope's Peak Academy, you should have known about the ultimate imposter already. So in the end, it all leads back to memory loss.
Phew.
The Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monokuma or the traitor. Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Of course!
Well, obviously you wouldn't know. I made that file so you guys couldn't find out.
Could it be?
So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact that there are 16 profiles in there isn't what's wrong. Or is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor's a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Hope's Peak Academy. You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
Correct!
It wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor would be it wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor was so easily, right?
Hey.
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right? Well, probably. Oh boy, okay, so we are about ready for the trial. It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't a clue.
Are you sure about this?
Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know. Time's up. Wait.
Bye-bye!
Excuse me for a moment. That chime just now.
What is most important for living things? Well, personally, I think time is. I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right? That's why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time. So, time's up. We will begin the last class trial. So please gather at Monokuma Rock. I'll see you soon.
The last class trial? He said that, right? He said, last class trial.
Yep.
I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial. What do you think? Should we believe him? Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days? And he said something about the killing school trip ending, right? Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But still...
But I can't imagine that it's the real end. Huh? I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that. His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe, after putting us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once?
Well?
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us first. You're right. A class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed Nagito.
But still...
Well, you don't have to worry so much. Huh?
Right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know? You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together. Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out fine. Alright, so you know the drill. I'm gonna walk us over to Monokuma Rock real quick. I need to check on Chibimi as well, just to make sure she's doing okay. Okay. No hope, no despair. She is perfectly neutral. I want to see what turns out from that. However, for the time being, I'm going to cut the episode here, and then we'll start for the trial. We'll start the trial in the next one, as is tradition. Alright, so I'll see you guys for that.